Somebody's watching you is your anxiety. Whoa, listen, let me tell you what's going on. Listen. When you activate, right, and do this work on and in your root chakra, a lot of people don't know this, but when you fully activate, that is when you feel the increase of anxiety and depression. And the reason you're feeling this increase of anxiety and depression, and maybe even feeling social anxiety, is because your magnetism and your beauty and your yummy, juicy, delicious sexiness, all of this goodness that's been suppressed and hidden and vilified and demonized inside of you, is ready to be brought forward. It's ready to be seen front and center. Your anxiety and your depression is really your beauty that you've been hiding. It's really your magnetism and your yummy, juicy deliciousness that you've been hiding. Your depression is your power. Your depression is your beauty. Your depression is your sensuality and your sexuality screaming from within, asking you to let it out. It's not your anxiety, boo. It's your beauty. It ain't your booty. It's your beauty. Now, it might be a booty in your beauty. Let's get into it, y'all. Listen. Oh, deep breath. Welcome to Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy, and I am your host and creator of this colony and the many colonies we're building around our globe, held around our galaxies. At this point, I am your queen bee, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. Listen, I have many different aliases that I have come into and evolved into as I've been on my journey. When you go through the dark night of the soul journey, your spiritual guides and your ancestors will give you a new name. You know how in the Bible, I'm not a religious person, but I take what resonates and I leave the rest. Listen, you know how in the Bible, how they say God would change your name, how you would change somebody's name to Abraham, somebody else's name to Jacob, or whatever it is. It's the same thing when you're on your spiritual journey, going through the dark night of the soul. Your name changes. You gain a spiritual name as you gain your spiritual enlightenment in your crown, and you activate your root chakra, your solar, and your heart, and all of the chakras up to your crown to be crowned, so that you're sitting on the throne of your power and of your purpose. You gain names. So my aliases are Nova, the Gypsy Empress, Queen Bee, Miss Burgess, if you're nasty. You already know what it is. Shouts out to those of you who are newly subscribed here. Thank you for coming home. Welcome home. Make no mistake about it. If you have felt guided to come here, then it is alignment for you, and it shows that you are ready for these deep dives and these truths and these ancient wisdoms that I share here. So welcome home. Shouts out to those of you who've been subscribed here for some time. I love you. Let's get into it. It's not your anxiety. It's beauty. It's your beauty. It's your power that you are feeling that is clawing within you. It's clawing at the doors within. It's banging at the doors within, wanting, desiring, scratching to get out. I'm hearing scratching sounds in my mind right now. I'm hearing the sounds of nails against wood, against a wooden door, against a wooden floor. Yeah, I'm literally hearing scratching. That is your inner beast, serpent, feline, okay, energy that's ready to be activated and unleashed and integrated within you. And so a lot of the times, many of us on the dark night of the soul journey who have been called as a chosen activated alchemist have experienced or are experiencing extreme levels of anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts. This is what I dive deep into in my book, Activate. If you don't have your copy, go ahead and get your copy. Unorthodox philosophies that explore anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts as symptoms of suppressed superpower, i.e., it is not anxiety, it's your beauty. It's not anxiety, it's your booty. No, I'm just saying, it's your booty and your beauty, baby. Your power is calling for you to allow it into your life. It's saying, tap me in, put me in the game, coach. And so the more that we suppress and depress this magnetism and this beauty, the more we feel the angst, the more we suffer from what the world calls depression. Now, in the book, I categorically and fundamentally explain the difference between mental illness and mental disorders. They are categorically and fundamentally different. Even the World Health Organization or psychiatrists or psychologists cannot differentiate, or They use the words interchangeably, but even have mentioned that they use them interchangeably because they haven't been able to really categorize the difference between the illness and disorder. Well, I have. My spiritual guides through me have. And that's explained in the book. So make sure you get your copy. Click the Linktree link in the description box. It'll guide you to Amazon. We can get your copy in paperback or ebook. I do not have any hard copies on me at the moment. I know a couple of you have written to me asking for the signed copies from me, but I don't have any at the moment. I will post it when I do have some in stock. Okay, so let's get into it. The more that you suppress your beauty and your magnetism, the more that you suppress your sensual and sexual energy, which is really your God and goddess energy, which is really your creation energy, the more you become depressed. Now, those of you that have been here for some time, you already know that there is a difference between sexuality and sex. Okay? There is a difference between what I share as a sexuality educator and sex. I don't teach sex here. You want to learn about how to put it on Tyrone? Go down to Freaknik, or go and find you a sex counselor, a sex therapist, a kink coach. I don't do any of that. I can't teach you how to fellatio. Okay? Well, I can, but that's not my forte. That's not why I am here. Okay? The work that I do here in eroticism has to do with gaining mental health and emotional intelligence. It's all self-help here. All right. So if you want to know how to go put it on Marcus and them, go and find you Boquisha and Peaches and them. They can teach you that. That's not what I do here. Okay. Now, if you do like deeper dives into the eroticism of how to turn your pain into power, of how to heal your body, of how to activating your beauty and your skills and your talent and your abilities and your spiritual abilities, if you want to know how to come into full power with your mission and your purpose through your pussy, then join me. Become a member over on patreon.com / Alcheminity. All right. Now, the reason many of you suffer from what you think is anxiety and depression is because you have hidden and suppressed the fact that you're fine as hell. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell. What did Lizzo say? What's the song? It's about damn time. Where she says, I'm way too fine to be this stressed. Yeah. I'm way too fine to be this stressed, yeah. I'm not the girl I was or used to be. Bitch, I might be better. Did she say better or badder? Can somebody look up those lyrics? Did she say better or I think she said, bitch, I might be badder, meaning you are the baddest chick. Okay? Now, being the baddest chick only means that you've done this work and continue to do this work on and in yourself to heal. You've done the work in and on your root chakra to raise that energy up. You've healed from sexual trauma. You're doing the work to heal from depression, anxiety, having suicidal thoughts. And the work in healing through these things is realizing that they're really your superpower, is realizing that they're really just signs and symbols and synchronicity saying, hey, there's some power down here, up in here, and I need you to let it out. Let me out. Set me free. Let us free. Let us do the work that we came to do in and through you. These are your spiritual guides. These are your ancients speaking to you and through you, because remember, we're just vessels for something much more formidable. So when we do this work to activate for the formidable, we become the vessels for power and purpose. Are you hearing me? You're only depressed because you've been hiding how fine you are. And you being fine, I don't mean that just on an external level. We're talking about energetic fineness here. Okay, I remember having a conversation with one of my mentors. He's about, maybe he's 65, 66 years old, one of my mentors. And he was explaining to me when I was on the beginning of the Dark Night of the Soul journey. He was one of my guides in the physical form, not an invisible guide, but in the physical form. And he says, Miss Burgess, he was one of the first ones to call me Miss Burgess. And of course that has evolved for me over time. But he says, Miss Burgess, this is how it kind of talks, but you have both going for you. Okay, you have beautiful energy and you're beautiful outside. You should be using that to your advantage. And it used to strike me as such a shock to hear that coming from a masculine energy to a feminine energy, telling me that I should be using my beauty. I didn't know that that was a thing outside of being a model. I thought you had to be a supermodel to be considered beautiful. Now, this is old, right? These are old thoughts and ideas and beliefs that kept me stuck, stagnant, and brokenhearted, and kept me invisible because I thought that beauty only existed in the way the world said beauty existed. I didn't put myself in the category of beautiful unless I was some sort of supermodel like Naomi Campbell or Tyra Banks and Victoria's Secret, because that's what the world taught us beauty looked like, right? But when you go on your dark night of the soul odyssey and you come back with all your richness, you come back with all your power and your truth and your purpose, you realize, oh, wait a minute. Really, beauty standards have been modeled and idealed after someone like me, someone like you who's done the work on it themselves. Because where external beauty fades, right? Where that fades, your beauty persists because you've done the work on an energetic level, which causes you to age in reverse. Y'all not hearing me. Your beauty is sustainable because you activated it on an energetic level. Your beauty is sustainable because you've activated it from your core. Right at the core. You got me right at the core. It's the art of loving war. Who that? Is that Bilal? I don't know what. Anyway, your beauty is sustainable, right? People probably look at you and say, you don't look like how old are you? You don't look like you're however old you are. You look, oh my God, you look 10 years younger than that. You've been through what? You don't look like you've been through that, right? But the only way that people get to experience that and experience you is if you come out of hiding. The only way you're going to set yourself free from anxiety and depression is if you let that power that's banging at the doors within out. And that power is your beauty and your magnetism. Shouts out to one of my subscribers who mentioned or suggested I watch The Butcher's Wife. I watched it last night, okay? And it was already in my watch later file here on YouTube. It was already in my watch later, but when my YouTube subscriber suggested I watch it, I was like, damn, I'm going to go ahead and watch it. I had it saved for some time, but I hadn't watched it. And she suggested I watch it because she listened to the episode on, I think it was You Become a Trophy Wife When You Activate. I think it was that episode. It's in the comment section. So shouts out to you if you're listening to this. Hey, girl. Hey. So I watched The Butcher's Wife last night. And there was this one woman who the butcher's wife helped. By the way, the butcher's wife was played by Demi Moore. So gorgeous in that movie. And there was this woman, she came into the boutique and she was like, I'm looking for something plain and frumpy, because she taught music at a church. She was a church girl, right? And Demi Moore happened to be in the store, and she said, and Demi Moore was a clairvoyant in the movie, and so Demi Moore says, so the woman, okay, let me get ahead of me, calm down. So the woman, she sees a dress that she likes, and she pulls it out, and it's this beautiful, glamorous, glittery dress, and it's just really pretty. And the woman says, thou should not be tempted into temptation, or something like that, because she really wanted the dress, but she was like, in her mind, she was a church person and she had to look the part. And Demi Moore says, she says, this dress is beautiful. And she says, well, I can't very well wear that and teach choir, the woman says. And Demi says, oh, I don't see you wearing this to church. He says, I see you singing in a nightclub wearing this dress. And the woman buys the dress. In the next couple nights or so, she is up singing the blues in the bar, in a nightclub, from church to singing the blues. And she looked beautiful, absolutely fabulous and sexy and sultry and sensual in that dress with a white flower in her hair, singing from a frumpy, hidden woman. She was hiding her beauty to singing the blues in the jazz club or in the bar. And it was a hit and people loved her. I'm bringing that up because she was depressed. She was in the movie. She was going to see a psychiatrist. I forgot the name of the actor who played the psychologist in the movie, psychiatrist in the movie. Anyway, he was a therapist, counselor. And she was going to see him. Everybody in the town, was a small town, but they were all going to see him. And it took place in New York. And she was like, I don't need to see the therapist anymore. She felt she didn't need to go to therapy anymore. Why? because she was no longer suffering from the anxiety and the depression and the social anxiety she was feeling. Why? Because she was no longer hiding her power or her beauty. She was no longer hiding the fact that she was a siren. In my last episode, I mentioned when you activate, you become a siren. If you don't watch that movie for any other reason, watch it just for that specific character. Well, I said when you activate, you become a siren. A siren is magnetic. She's attractive externally, yes, but she's also attractive, and she draws people in through the melody of her voice, whether through speaking or singing. So in the movie, she activated and became a siren. She activated because she got the help of a clairvoyant. Speaking of, for those of you who are ready to come into your siren energy or your sage energy or your sultry energy, for those of you who know that you need some help activating in your power, in your purpose, in your magnetism, in your beauty, in your deliciousness, in your yumminess, and you're ready to do that through the power of your pussy, okay? Healing the root chakra, then I am offering one-on-one exclusive work with me. Email me to TimmeshaBurgess@gmail.com. Okay? One-on-one Alcheminity exclusives are available now. All right? I'm going to end it right here. Listen, you're only suffering from that anxiety. Somebody's watching you. I'm telling you, it's your power and your beauty calling out to you. It ain't your anxiety. It's your beauty telling you to let it into your life. Let it out, because you're supposed to be doing something with your beauty. Not just for people to see you, but your beauty is to inspire. It motivates. Do you understand, overstand, and understand the gravity of the responsibility of beauty? Activate it wisely and use it wisely. It is a part of your mission and your purpose. People are to see you. People are to hear you. People are to experience you, because seeing you, hearing you, and experiencing you helps them to heal and activate in their own power and in their own purpose. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Don't forget to like, share. Don't forget to donate, okay? Your donations help me continue to bring these messages to you. And don't forget to become a member over on patreon.com/Alcheminity. I'll speak to y'all. See y'all in the next episode. Ciao for now. Mwah.